So this morning I'm taking my tea at Marylebone Station, where the Beatles recorded the iconic opening scenes from the movie Hard Day's Night. You might remember the images of them running through the station entrance over there, chased by fans tripping over the height of Beatlemania. Hard Day's Night catapulted the Beatles to stardom. The song, the album, even the movie was a huge success, nominated for Academy Awards. But it all started with those three words, Hard Day's Night, which actually came from something the drummer, Ringo Starr, had said erroneously. Asked by a journalist, how's it going? Ringo, exhausted, confused, not sure if it was day or night, said, it's been a hard day's night. Now, when we misspeak, it can be fun, and we all know people who do that, but it's especially fun when people in power misspeak. Like when Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott declared solemnly, no one is the suppository of all wisdom. Or when Dan Quayle talks about Republicans understanding the bondage between a mother and child. And when David Cameron said that on seeing the Brexit result, he shat at the television. Now, these are examples of malapropisms, the rhetorical device we're exploring today on TeaTalk. Now, malapropism is when we confuse one word with a lover with amusing effect, and it can make what we say more eye-catching, a little absurd, somewhat adorable, like the Beatles. John Lennon was almost a compulsive user of malapropisms. He was forever misspeaking, using wrong words in interviews. Anyone who's heard the song Get Back will know it starts with him singing, Sweet Louetta Fat, she thought she was a cleaner, thought she was a frying pan. And he even published 2 books stuffed with malapropisms. In one, his own right, he wrote, as you'll know, harassed Wilson won the general erection with a very small Marjorie over the Torchies, thus putting the labouring party back into Powell after a large abscess. Lennon didn't just love lyrical malapropisms, getting the words wrong. He also arguably did the same with the music, breaking the rules there. Maybe we should call them malamusisms. For instance, that chord that opens Hard Day's Night, what was that? G7 sus4 with a C bass? Or the bending ways he sang into his notes, not quite an E or an F, but somewhere in between. He called them blue notes. And their shift in time signatures going from 3/4, 4/4, 7/8 all over the place. Even the great American composer Leonard Bernstein expressed astonishment at how the Beatles just scorned conventional music theory. This might have been a consequence of their lack of musical education, but it was definitely part of their charm. And you can use malapropisms to be part of your charm too. The Roman orator Cicero pointed out that things that sound stupid when they slip out accidentally are thought charming when we feign them. So in politics, this is something Boris Johnson would often do. Malapropisms was partly his thing, part of the shambolic image. Messy hair, shirt hanging out. Maybe you could do it in business. You know, a dodgy boss could be a CEO, or a dodgy auditor could be a frauditor, or a dodgy head of sales could be a head of fails. And of course, we can always slip in a malapropism when ordering tea. Maybe you want a Yasmin tea or a cup of oil grey, or perhaps you don't care as long as it's orgasmic. Organic. Look, it's just fun, and we all need a bit of that these days. So sometimes getting it wrong really can mean we're getting it right, especially for anyone who's had a hard day's night.